Hello, everyone. Let me check if I'm live already. How are you? How's your weekend so far? All right, let me see. Okay, I'm live. I think, am I live? Okay, cool. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Ask Jason Anything Sunday live session. And this is episode 134. Okay. Now, yeah, for those who are new, okay, thank you for joining me this time. And basically, that's what I do. I go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, and to answer questions about Facebook advertising and digital marketing in essence. Like, basically, I do my best. I've posted more than 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions for me, here's the steps. First thing first, go to my YouTube channel and try to look for an answer. Like I say, over 1,000 videos, probably I've answered a question before in one way or another. But if you cannot find anything related to whatever that you're facing right now, doesn't matter. All you need to do is just go to any of my YouTube videos and post your question as a comment. That's how it works. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up, like what I'm going to show you later on, and I'll be answering your questions live. Do not expect me to reply to your comment because that's not how things work for me. Because I truly believe when it comes to technical stuff like digital marketing and Facebook advertising in particular, it's very difficult to do back and forth messaging and all that. I don't prefer that. I would prefer to actually, like answer your questions head on, face to face like this. So if you have asked your question, come back on the next Sunday or the following Sunday to listen to my answers. But if you are available on the Sunday night to join me live like this, I'll definitely love to talk to you. So if you're here live, if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising and digital marketing, all you need to do is to pop your questions in the chat, and I'll be going through your questions right after I finish answering questions that I have collected on my YouTube channel. Okay. Sometimes we have more questions, sometimes we don't. It's okay. So, yeah, this is more like a regular catch up session that we meet once a week to stay updated. So, yeah, let me bring this up. Okay, so this is Ask Jason Anything. As I said, it happens every Sunday night, 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So all you need to do is just post your questions or bring your questions and join me live over here. Okay, now before we go through the questions, I have a few things that I want to highlight to you. If you have any questions, pressing ones, and you say, first, I don't want to actually go public, you know, for because for some reasons you have something that you really want to actually understand in private, or you have some urgent questions that you want to get answers from me real quick, all you need to do is to scan this QR code and it will bring you to my Fiverr gig where you can actually pay a very minimal fee, and you'll be able to schedule a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me to answer any questions you have. So it could be anything like, like reviewing your campaign setup to give you some recommendations, or even to answer questions about account getting banned or anything, Facebook advertising and digital marketing related. Scan this QR code, buy me a meal. It's a very nominal fee, and we can actually spend half an hour together. So that's what we do. So this is actually for like real quick that you have some pressing questions that you need to get rid of, right? So now the next thing I want to actually highlight and introduce to you is I would recommend, if you want to really do Facebook advertising in a more effective way, I would totally recommend that you join my Facebook Ads Masterclass. Now, this is not a recorded training. This is a live training where this is where I teach once a month. It's only happen once a month. You can actually scan this QR code and check when is the latest date that you can join in the following month or this month itself. Basically, this is a 3-hour live training via Zoom where I will cover a few essential things like, ads objective selection, audience targeting techniques that I use, and the latest trend in terms of ads creative and copywriting that works. And on top of that, I'll be also sharing with you my way of structuring Facebook ads campaign, the framework that I use to create Facebook ads campaign strategies. And on the fifth part is I would actually share with you my way of analyzing the metrics to really find optimization opportunities for your campaign. So this is, in my opinion, a very essential training, whether you are a beginner or you are an intermediate or even seasoned Facebook advertisers. They join my training from time to time. Why? Because first, they want to actually get the latest trick and, like tips probably that work, because I work with clients from all around the world. And because of my business nature now is slightly different. I coach businesses, I help businesses in different ways. So I may have a little bit more information about some accumulated data or some latest trend that might or might not work really well right now. So this is a live training, like I said. Scan this QR code, and if you can't find the date, if the date that you're seeing right now is not the right one for you, all you need to do is to sign up for another form where, whenever we have a new date released, then we will inform you, whenever we have it. And of course, if you want to have some tailored training customized for your, like business or your team, you can actually also reach out to us, and we will see what we can do, because we do a lot of customized training for organizations, because different organization has different Facebook advertising needs. So you may want to have something that is more specifically built for you. So that's something that we do as well. Okay. So nonetheless, if you want to strengthen your Facebook advertising techniques and skills, scan this QR code and join my next Facebook Ads Masterclass. All right. So that's real quick. Now, the first question I get is actually from Ahmad, and he's asking how to publish. This question is really about how to copy link your Facebook ads post. Actually, whenever you have a Facebook ads created, all right, and once it's actually created, when you go back to the ads manager at the ad level, you should be able to just go to the top right level, in the ads manager at the ad level. Remember, at the top right, you should be able to have the options to click and see the live post with comments and all this kind of stuff, where you can actually click and go in, and you'll be landed on that particular post, where you can immediately copy that link that you can actually just share with anyone that wants to go directly to the post itself. So that's one way. Now, on the other hand, the other way of getting this link is you can actually, because whenever someone like your post or comment on your post, you click on the link, the notification link, it will bring you to that particular ad post itself. So you can also copy that link from there and, to share with anyone that you want to share with. So that's how you get the ad post link from there. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's not a rocket science. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, now Ahmad, thanks for the question. Now the next one I have is coming from Harun, I guess. Okay, so this is a question on my video about how to create privacy policy for Facebook lead gen ads. You see, when you're running ads on Facebook, especially lead generation, whether you're actually doing lead form, especially lead form, or even messenger lead gen mechanism, you are requested. You're required to submit a privacy policy link. But the problem with a lot of businesses here is they don't have a website, and needless to say, a link that goes to the privacy policy. So a lot of people thought that you need to create a website in order to actually have a link. In fact, it doesn't. So what a workaround that I've been using for years now, in fact, right, is actually you can create what do we call a Google Doc link, where you can actually just paste your what do we call the privacy policy in that particular document itself, and you make that document publicly accessible to anyone. Make that link public, and you can actually use that link as your privacy policy link when you're creating a lead gen Facebook ads campaign. So that's how we do the workaround. So I wouldn't be putting the link in the bottom anymore. So if you're actually facing the same problem, all you need to do is to go back and find this particular video that you're seeing right now, how to create privacy policy for Facebook lead gen ads, on my YouTube channel, and it will actually bring you to that particular video that we have. First, we have, of course, the walkthrough. The second thing is I have a sample privacy policy for you to immediately download and use for your own business, that you can actually get it done in 5 minutes or 10, and everything will be up and running for you. No hustle, no fuss. And Harun's question is about whether this is still working and will you get banned. Based on what I know, okay, I've never heard any issue about getting banned using this technique, because this is not something that is violating any Facebook rules, because all they need is a link that shows your privacy policy. So as long as in your privacy policy, you actually put your company name in there and everything is all right, there is no reason they will ban you because of using this technique. So don't worry. As far as I know, I've never received, I think this video has helped thousands of Facebook advertisers from all around the world to actually work around on this issue. I've never received a single report of getting banned or that it's not working anymore. So as far as I know, okay, it works. Okay, so feel free to go and play with it. But of course, if you run into any issues, you should actually let me know. I will appreciate that, because by then I would actually do an updated video about this issue and see if there is any other way to actually work around on this. But nonetheless, Harun, it works. Go ahead. Okay. Now, the next question I have here is coming from another user. So it's about Facebook Pixel ID or Facebook Pixel issue. So he asked, your pixel appears to be inactive. Okay, so when you say your pixel appears to be inactive, that means in your events manager, you're seeing it in gray color as it like the indicator. There is a little dot. So your dot is in gray color instead of in green color, right? If it's in green color, means it's active and receiving data good. And if it's gray, then it's inactive. If it's in red, then you probably have some issues with that. I'm not sure if you have seen gray, but sorry, red, but it's either gray or green, if I'm not mistaken. So, okay, now, so you say, when you go into the settings and the pixel does not appear there, how do you solve it? Now, up to now, I don't really understand what you mean, because when you say you are actually seeing it as inactive, that means, okay, you are actually in your events manager. Otherwise, how do you know it is inactive? You get what I mean? So if you know that it's inactive, you're already in the events manager, then you should be seeing the pixel itself. Otherwise, the other way of I'm trying to understand this question is, you probably mean when you go into your website backend, you cannot find your pixel. See, here's the thing, all right? For different website or different content management system or different system that you're using to build your website, there are different ways of inserting Facebook pixel or Meta pixel right now. So in most of the cases right now, most of the advanced or slightly more popular Facebook, so-called website developers or website builders out there usually have a very simple way for you to insert pixel in the simplest way possible, usually by just inserting the pixel ID. Everything backend is built for. But seriously, I still see some website developers or so-called website systems that are still relatively quite primitive in this side. So you probably need to insert the pixel in another way around. So I'm not sure what you are referring to right now. So if you are saying that your pixel doesn't appear, if you mean in your business manager, you don't see the pixel, then probably the pixel is on the another business manager. But then again, you were saying that you're already seeing the pixel that is inactive. So I'm confused. Okay, I hope I'm able to answer a question, but nonetheless, just a real quick one. If you need more help, it would be better if I'm able to go and take a look at your situation to give you personalized recommendation. So I'm actually suggesting that you scan this QR code, but of course this is not free. Okay, you got to buy me a meal, which is nominal, and we are able to spend. You can actually schedule a 30 minutes one-on-one Zoom call with me, so that we can actually screen share and go through your situation. And from there, I should be able to give you personalized recommendation based on whatever situations that you're facing right now. But nonetheless, if you're talking about like let's say the system problem, whereby you probably mean you can't find your pixel in your website backend, then that's something that I probably cannot help, because you have to refer to the system or so-called software provider or the system provider to see if they have any support to help you go through this part, because I'm only familiar with WordPress and a few simple ones like Shopify, and a few like Wix a little bit. I've tried a little bit, here and there because of my clients and all that. Other than that, if you have a very niche system, I probably do not know anything about it. So it's best that you talk to your, like a system provider to see if there is any support to help you go through this part. But nonetheless, yes, I think in order to run ads in the most effective way and start having all these attribution and conversion metrics all coming back to your, campaigns, it's definitely important to have your Metapixel or conversion API installed to make sure that you are getting the most out of your campaign itself. So that's something that you have to make sure it's done correctly before you start running campaign in a more aggressive way. So that's what I think, right? So thanks for the question. Now the next one is actually coming from Apex Omar. So okay, this is about marketplace listing. Now, first thing first, I would like to emphasize that like marketplace listing advertisement is not available in my part of the world. So I do not have a lot of experience. Although I helped some of the clients where they, requested my help through Fiverr gig and all that. And we went through some situations, but nonetheless, I'm not 100% expert in this part. But based on what I know, okay, I think it's very similar to normal Facebook advertising. It's just that this is inside the marketplace itself. So Apex question is about like you when you try to boost your listing and you got rejected, the error said you have some special ad category requirement. So this is actually, in my opinion, based on what I know, it's actually relatively easier. All you need to do is to go into your campaign and make sure that you declare that as a special category. Special category means what? If your advertisement falls under employment, financial, if I'm not mistaken, and even like employment politics. Yeah, I forgot all those categories already where these are categorized as special ad category. Meta requires you to declare that the ad falls under that category. So all you need to do is to make sure that you declare. So let's say if it's I don't know, like financial product or financial services or employment. Let's say if it's housing, yeah, housing. So if it's housing related, then you just declare that this falls under the housing category, special ad category. Usually should fix the problem. You should be able to get through this because that's what I help. I've helped a few of my clients getting through because that's relatively the simplest problem. Yeah. So you try that. And of course, if you need help, you know where to find me. So yeah, I mean, this is based on what I know. But of course, if you want me to look at your situation and give you more personalized recommendation about what you can do next, you can actually scan this QR code. Of course, buy me a mail. This will bring you to my Fiverr gig. And, you just buy me a mail and then you'll get a link to schedule a 30-minute one-on-one discussion with me via Zoom. And from there, we will actually do screen share. We will go through your situation and I will do my best to give you personalized recommendations about what you can do next to get through your situation and, and get your ads up and running again, hopefully. So that's what we do. All right. So scan this, then we will actually be able to do that together. All right. Thanks for the question. Then the next, in fact, last week or two, I received a lot of questions about publishing Facebook ad to Facebook page. You see, back then we had this feature, but seriously, just like how very wet. I mean, I hope that's your name. Puts it. Another feature ruined by Meta. Exactly, 100% agree. Yes, Meta took that feature away from like Facebook. I mean, the ad. Wait, it was post publishing tool inside. It's called publishing tool, right? If I'm not mistaken, because yeah, that's what we do. You go into your business manager. If you go under the publishing tools, you should be able to go in and look at your published post, your ad post, your scheduled post, and you can go into your ad post and find your advertisement that you want to publish it to your Meta Facebook page. That is the easiest way to fix, because a lot of people wants to have a post that carries all the interactions they get, like likes, comments, and all that they get through advertising. So they want to push it in. But the problem here is, since Meta moved that feature, the publishing tool, into the Meta Business Suite, they actually took that feature away, as in you can still look at your scheduled post, your published post, but you are missing the ad post. That's the problem right now. So it has been missing for almost a year now. So there is no workaround for the moment. So what usually I would recommend my client to do is actually to create a post first on your Facebook page. And then after that, when you're creating your ad in your ads manager, you choose the option to select from existing post, and then you use that post to run it. So that is the, like in one way, a workaround that you can actually, like allow a post to carry all the comments and likes that you get through advertising to make you look good in a way, because some people likes to have this so-called social proof to make people feel that their posts are popular and getting a lot of response and all that coming from the advertisement, so to give them the credibility about a post is legit or something. So that's one way to do it. However, as we all know, right, some ad formats, like for example the carousel, like the link format and all that, something specifically can only appear in the ads manager. Usually what we want is we want to create it in the ads manager and publish it in the page that looks like cool, right? Like carousel, you cannot create it as a post. That's the problem. You get what I mean? And then in order to post it, it's impossible. There are certain limitations here. That's why a lot of people are kind of frustrated about this thing. But then again, there is nothing we can do right now. There is nothing we can do. So I would say, try to work around and just make do with it at the moment. If that's correct at the moment, that's another feature ruined by Meta. And I'm actually just hoping that they will bring it back one day, because what happens is when they switch things up, there could be some hiccups here and there. And usually when things settle down, they kind of like will actually try to fix things, and probably they will bring this back. I don't know. Seriously, I'm just hoping that one day it will come back. So yeah, for those who are asking these questions about like, not able to publish your ad to page anymore, that's what is happening right now at the moment. We don't have a workaround. All right. So yeah, thanks for the question. And now the next one is coming from Mega A Mobile Mall. So just Mega A. All right. So it's about Facebook ads account permanent restriction. So Mega Mall said, Mobile Mall, or what Mega A said, your Facebook ads are restricted permanently on your personal account, your business account, your ads account. You have to run ads with another account. like your mom's account, but how do you claim the business page and run ads through your mom's account? Now, you see, when it comes to permanent restriction, there are many situations, okay? Like you said, there is a permanent personal account restriction. There's an ad account restriction. There is a business manager account restriction. So if you have all these things, three happen to you, I would say chances are you cannot get your page back at the moment. Why? Because when your business manager level is already restricted, you cannot remove anything from that business manager, meaning your page, if it's attached to that business manager, you cannot take it out, right? So what I would actually recommend here is, in fact, some of my clients are facing these issues. Like some of them has like 200,000-300,000 followers on their Facebook page, and it's stuck with a restricted business manager. They can't take it out. But then again, my question to you here is it important to have the page, to come with you, or it's more important to actually start running ads? So that's why we want to focus on the most important thing that we need to get up and running right now, which is usually the ads, because that's what we need in order to keep the business flowing, right? So having said that, although the page is attached to a business manager that is restricted, the only thing you can't do with it is to run ads. You can still do your posting, you can do your announcement, you can do your messaging and all that. Everything is fine except advertising. So I would say just keep that running and just create a new page and start running it. So my recommendation here is, if everything is restricted, which we do not know, right? Because we need to actually look at your situation to give you more personalized. But let's say you know that everything is restricted. Your personal level, ad account, your business manager, all levels are restricted. All you need to do is, yes, like you said, use your mom's account to create a new business manager and create a new page and create an ad account and immediately start running ads. That's what we do. Yeah, so immediately start running ads, because it's more important to run ads than trying to figure out how to get a page back. And one day, who knows, right? Do not kill the old page yet, and just keep the new page running. Just use it to run ads. And one day, who knows? Meta would actually open up the option where you can, like release those back and all these kind of thing. And or probably they have a different special review kind of thing that allows people to submit and see whether they can get the page back. We don't know. But at the moment, focus on what's more important. That's what I think. Okay. Yeah, I hope I answered the question. But nonetheless, if you say, if you're not sure, like where are you right now, and you want a more like personalized, as in you want me to look at your situation and to give you really like personalized recommendations about the next steps to take, same thing, just scan this QR code and buy me a meal. It's not free, of course, it's nominal, but then then after that, once you purchase the gig, then we will give you a link to schedule a 30-minute one-on-one call with me. It's a Zoom call, so we can actually do screen share. We can have one-on-one discussion and see what's your situation and how can we fix that. And also, that's what we do. Okay, so that's what we do. That's the the gig that you do, right? Now, the last question I have for today is coming from Thomas. So it's also about a permanent restriction as well. So Thomas is saying your ad account is restricted. You have no idea why. Did nothing wrong. It's usually, I would say 90% of time it's not your problem. Yeah, it's just Meta actually going through maybe some hiccups on their end. But what they're actually trying to do here is, when they restrict your account, all they want you to do is actually for you to submit your ID to verify that you are a real person. But the problem here is they do not notify. Like a lot of people actually, they were requested to review, but the problem is they do not know. There is no notifications and all that, so it's not your problem. And on the other hand, there are a lot of cases where, after submitting ID, they got rejected as well. So then they say, that's real, that's my ID. Well, how can they reject me and say that I'm not real? But like I say, a lot of hiccups is happening at the back end. We do not know what happened there. So basically, I would say it's not your fault. But the problem here is, it's gone. But to us, we need to run ads. That's the problem, right? So for Thomas' case here is actually was out of the business for about 3 to 4 years. Okay, so now you call local support, small local support team for event and make them campaigns, but you cannot run any ads. So you have about 10 to 12 pages under the business manager. What are your options? So you say after you get asked for verification, permanent restriction and all that. Yes. Now, when it comes to this kind of situation, well, it's a little bit more complicated, but I would say let's start a new business manager first and see whether you can actually release those pages from the old business manager and move them into the new one. The best case scenario is those pages are not created by you, it's by clients. So the client can easily remove you as an admin or as a partner. And then after that, they can actually add themselves back into your new business manager. To do that, you can actually refer to my previous video talking about, like, if you want to create a new business manager, use an existing Facebook profile. Do not create a new one. Borrow from someone, your mom, your spouse, or whatever, and then create a new business manager, create an ads account, create a new page, and start running ads. So then after that, for your situation, Thomas, then you can start see whether you can actually release those pages from the restricted one and move them to the new one, and see one step at a time. So yeah, I think your case is a little bit more complicated, but that's what I would actually recommend to do right now. But having said that, we will have to really look at your situation to have a, like, more personalized recommendation. So same thing, right? Scan this QR code. If you need me to help you to look at your situation and to give you personalized recommendation, scan this QR code, and it will bring you to my Fiverr gig. You gotta just pay a nominal fee just to buy me a mail, and then you will get a 30-minute link to schedule a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom call with me to go through your situation and for me to give you personalized recommendations. So that's what we do. Okay. So yeah, that's for Thomas. Thanks for asking this question. And yeah, I think we are almost up, and I don't see any questions coming up in the live chat here. So I think we are good. So yeah, for anyone who needs more help and say, oh, I just want to talk to Jason and see what are the options I have, scan this QR code, buy me a mail, and we can actually schedule a 30-minute one-on-one call to look at whatever situations you have to answer, any questions, pressing questions about Facebook advertising and digital marketing. And of course, last but not least, anyone who wants to level up in Facebook advertising game, I would strongly recommend that you join my Facebook Ads Masterclass. So this is a 3-hour live Zoom class where I teach live. This would definitely happen at least once a month, usually once a month. I don't want to do it too much. So yeah, so I'll be training 5 main things. First, my way of structuring, my framework of structuring Facebook ads strategy. How do I structure the campaign, and all that, that's one way. That's one thing I'm going to cover. And then after that, I will share with you, the objectives, whereby we will walk through each and every one of the objectives to give you a better idea about which one to choose. So that's a very essential thing. And then next, we will come to talk about my audience targeting techniques, which is essential because I have a few techniques that work really well, that helps me to find the best clients that you want to reach. So that's the third thing. And then the fourth one is I'll be sharing the latest trend on the creative and copywriting for Facebook advertising or meta advertising, because things change from time to time. So because I work with clients from all around the world, I probably have a little bit more information about what's working, what's not, based on the cases that I coach and I monitor. So I will be able to give you some recommendations about like what's working right now, to give you different ideas or different angles to look at your creative. So that's the fourth thing. And the fifth thing here is I'll be sharing with you my way of analyzing campaigns, which is my framework of analyzing the metrics and all that, to give you a big idea about what are the metrics that you should be looking into to analyze certain things like your audience, your creative and all that. And I will share with you, like the simple framework of optimizing the campaign in, using the framework that I use all the time. So if you want to join this, scan this QR code and, you'll be able to find the latest date that I run the training. This is live, remember, but nonetheless, you get the recording, so it's okay if you can't join live. But if you want to do a personalized training for your team or your organization, feel free to reach out, because we do a lot of, customized training, corporate training and all that for clients, because different business or different organization has different advertising needs. So yeah, so that probably is something that, we can actually work together as well. So yeah, with that, I think we can wrap this one. Thank you so much for joining me and for watching the replay. So that's what I do. I answer questions about Facebook advertising for 30 minutes every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. If you have any questions, try to find an answer on my YouTube channel. Otherwise, just pop your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I'll bring them up to answer questions on the following Sunday. So with that, thank you so much and have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and have an awesome week ahead. Everyone, thank you and good night. Bye.